We all want to be remarkable.
Your business demands it. Our communities crave it.
You know you're on the right trajectory when opportunities launch you into unexpected directions you never thought possible. Join me, Kate Volman,
and fellow marketing strategist Kyle Sexton every week as we explore ideas you're not considering.
Share stories from others like you who despise mediocrity, and discover how whatever you're building has the power to
change your business,
change your community,
change your trajectory.
I want to talk about these conferences because it's hilarious that I didn't know you were going to Inbound and you didn't know I was going to Content Marketing World.
I didn't know you were going to Content Marketing World. And we probably should have coordinated that, and we would have somehow gotten it wrong. I think if we had tried it. So where are you right now, Kate Volman? Where are you?
I am in Cleveland, Ohio for Content Marketing World.
It's your second time in Ohio in like 6 weeks.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm like,
not that I'm stalking you or anything.
And you are.
I'm not in Ohio. I'm in Boston, Mass.
You're not.
I'm at Inbound. I'm in Inbound 18. This is my 4th Inbound conference. And Inbound is sponsored by HubSpot. HubSpot, the leading inbound marketing software. It's now more of a platform than a software utility or SaaS kind of a thing. But it's massive. And we're at the end of the day here today. Day 1, Tuesday. What is today? Wednesday? Tuesday?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday?
Get it together.
Gosh, I was on an airplane yesterday. It kind of doesn't count. It's like you skip from Monday to Wednesday because you were on a plane all day. That's weird.
Yeah.
But I'm here at Boston, Mass, and it's awesome. We've had an awesome day of content, and it's all about how to build your business. So what are you guys talking about there at Content Marketing World?
Oh man, I got your text about how awesome your conference was, and I was like, no. This is where it's at. I love this conference so much
because you broke into the speakers lounge.
I know, I did.
That's kind of your MO.
I know, I love it. I was looking for Jay Bear, and I was kind of peeking in, and so of course I had to just like hop in and introduce myself to some of the speakers. Check this out.
All access. Podcaster. Should we compare?
What is yours?
VIP.
Ooh, you're a all right, well, whatever. I got my swag on there saying I'm a podcaster.
That means I'm a very important podcaster.
What? But yeah, today's been awesome. I actually went yesterday for one of the workshops. Ian Cleary, huge fan of his. Which was a great session. And then today, Kyle, guess who I got to meet today?
Who did you get to meet today?
Kyle, I fangirled out so hardcore, like all day. It was ridiculous. But today, I was super excited to meet Jay Acunzo. I just pre-ordered his book, Break the Wheel, yesterday. And I'm just such a fan of his. I love his work. I think he's amazing. I saw him speak, and I went up to him and I just fangirled all over him.
Did you do that inside the speakers lounge that you broke into, or did you do it at the side of the stage?
Right after his session, I beelined.
That's how you roll.
That's it. I was like, "What's up? You're amazing." Got a selfie, and so yeah. And I got to see. Of course, I got to see Jay Bear, and I got to Andy Cristodino. He did some incredible stuff. I mean, from his session, I got one idea that is gonna be huge.
Yeah. So what is the one, whether that's it or not? What is the one thing that you think is going to help people grow their business? What's the one thing that you got from your convention experience, the content marketing world today, that you think people need to know if they're going to be building a business in 2019, because that's where we're at?
Yes. Well, content, I love just the whole concept around content marketing, and everyone has their ideas about content marketing, and most people are super focused on like the small little details like email or blogging or whatever, but really looking at it as an overall content strategy for anything that you're looking at in your business. And the one idea that I got from Andy that I think is great, and it's funny, I heard him, he came up to me after the session, he goes, I get like nervous when I know people like you are in the sessions, because like I've been doing content marketing for a long time. And I started laughing. I'm like, are you serious? Because you're brilliant.
I've done sessions with you in the audience. I know what he's talking about.
But one of the things I thought was so cool is he talked about how like 75% of content sucks, right? Like no one shares it, no one talks about it. It's just, it doesn't matter. So he was telling us how to create content that's actually worth sharing. And the one thing that he said was to do original research. So how can you create original research around your business, around your industry, that other people will then want to talk about, share, use in their articles, link backs and all that stuff. So that was like so huge that I thought, oh my gosh, every industry can come up with what's that one thing that can help you stand out that people would be searching for, and help you get found. And it's just helpful.
That's a great
people,
one.
Right?
Absolutely. That's a great one. And to that end, that's what I did this year. And I got to tell you, the research, and it was mostly for collecting stories about the success of my clients. But I'll tell you that the process of gaining that research was so insightful, because my researcher was recording and transcribing all the interviews. So I got to see the keywords. I got to pull out all the keywords that they were using and talking about their experience with me. And that gave me a new way to talk about the work that I do using the language that my clients actually use. And it's resulted that what you're talking about, I can vouch for that method, because what it's resulted in a faster sales cycle, and more ideal clients coming my way. Super happy with that as a tactic. I got to tell you, the number one thing that I picked up from today was in the hallway. Okay, in the elevator.
That's where it happens.
It happens in the elevator. I met the chief marketing officer for Human, and they're an agency, and they work with a lot of big companies like Nike, and many others. But I got to meet Bo Harrelson, and he was talking about running an agency, and he was talking a little bit about we were talking a little bit about the work that I'm doing, and how I'm pivoting to meet the needs of my industry and my client base. And he said it's not so much about the skills that people have, but he's hiring people who can keep their promises. And for him, in taking care of clients, in client management and customer experience, I think no one's got it more dialed in than Bo Harrelson. For crying out loud.
For crying out loud.
For crying out loud. They say hire for attitude, train for skill. I got that one in the 90s. But hiring people that can keep their promises. Cameron Herold, who wrote Meetings Suck and Double Double and Miracle Mornings, he always says, don't hold your people accountable, hire accountable people. And I think Bo Harrelson takes it to the next level when he says, I hire people who can keep their promises.
Yes, I like that.
You know what? And you don't have to go to a 4-year school to learn how to keep your promises. Isn't that remarkable?
Yeah.
That the number one nugget that you got at Content Marketing World, and the number one nugget that I got at Inbound, We're in the elevator. But you know what? It's been an awesome conference. That's no slight. It just means, hey, extend your hand in the elevator.
Well, it's like one of my friends was like, "Oh, come with me. You know, I'm gonna go back to my room for a second." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like this? Like
No.
I'm going in the middle of this area where people are just like chilling, hanging out, and having conversations. That's where I meet the coolest people. So that's what I did.
So did you skip all the sessions, Kate Bowman? Did you skip all the sessions, just hang out in the speakers lounge all day?
No, I'm telling you, I'm so psyched that I went to Andy's session.
Okay.
I am so excited I got to see Jay Kunzo in action since I'm such a fan of his and I love his podcast. And I also, you know, it's like you get to meet people that you follow online and then you get to meet them in person, and that's just so fun to me. So yes, I did take advantage of the sessions as well. And you know what I thought was cool, Kyle? So yesterday at the reception, we went to Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And the coolest part about it was seeing all the like paraphernalia from like all the different artists. And I was looking at Bon Jovi. I was looking at Bon Jovi's little section, and it had outfits and guitars. Little.
John Bon Jovi does not do anything little.
Okay, his section. And I'm looking at the notebook. Like the notebook that he wrote his songs on. And I thought, you know, this is so cool, especially as a content marketer, because we all have notebooks full of ideas. Some of those ideas will never see the light of day. Some are going to turn into something.
I also have a museum. I have the exact same museum in my closet of my office, but no one's interested. I can't sell tickets to that.
But isn't it cool, like, that one day, like, that could be, like, your thoughts and ideas and stuff that you've written, even just, like, privately or on your blog or posts, like, that's going to be something that people are going to look back at, and you're at a different place in your life. I just think that whole concept to me is just so cool.
You know, I have an idea box. I have an idea box, and it's where I put good ideas and bad ideas. I don't think I'll be able to sell tickets to that either. But hey, when you were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, did you see the stage on which I performed?
Wait, you performed on that stage?
Yes, I did.
Shut up.
Uh-huh.
When?
Fun fact. When I was there, I don't remember the year. What was that year? 2006? You were there. I mean, you weren't there, but you and I were at the same conference.
Oh yeah! Oh my gosh, that was like forever ago.
Yeah, you skipped it. You skipped that section of the conference. You didn't stick around for that part. But whatever.
Whatever. So what are you looking forward to tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow Shonda Rhimes is our opening keynote, and she, if you don't know who Shonda Rhimes is, her 2016 she wrote the book The Year of Yes, which is a very vulnerable telling of her taking on and saying yes to things that scared her. And I can totally relate to that book because I did the same thing. I've done the same thing at a couple of stages of my life that have really kind of propelled me into a new awareness about what's possible in my life and in my business. And so Shonda Rhimes, also the creator of and writer for Grey's Anatomy, going on his 12th season. And what else? How to Get Away with Murder and Private Practice. Geez, how come I have her whole resume like memorized?
Right.
That's
and wait,
weird. That's weird.
What's the other one that was so huge? Scandal. Scandal.
Yeah, she's got quite the arsenal.
Oh my gosh, just all over the place.
I don't know how somebody writes as much as she does, but she writes a lot.
Oh, she does. She's
and
so
I saw
cool.
I saw that you have a pretty awesome keynote at Content Marketing World tomorrow. What's up with that?
Content Marketing World, Tina Fey.
Tina Fey. Oh man, that's gonna be fun.
Oh my gosh, I'm so psyched.
Hey,
she's so great.
Who would win in a fight between Tina Fey and Shonda Rhimes?
Tina Fey versus Shonda Rhimes. Oh gosh, I feel like
Tina
it'd
Fey
be.
is scrappy.
I mean, I feel like she could bring it. Like I
There's
feel like she
no
could.
Shonda Rhimes cannot lose. She cannot lose right now. Listen, the only way Tina Fey has a chance is if Alec Baldwin gets involved.
I feel like there's just no way they would fight.
Crazy.
I feel like they would never fight. I feel like they are so, like, these women powerhouse, artistic, creative,
They are.
incredible people that they would just be like, I love
You're
you,
right.
and I love you, and let's just
You know,
do something cool together.
This is the difference between men and women. Men have this kind of competitive vibe, and I'm starting the conversation with who would win in a fight. Meanwhile, you're like, are you kidding me? They're like, they would love hanging out together.
They would collaborate on something.
Why are we fighting? Why would they fight? They have so much in common. Why would they fight?
They
Yeah, they are
wouldn't.
both women powerhouses. But
Oh man.
so I chose Inbound for my own conference experience because I am looking at the ways that my clients need to refresh their own content, and I'm trying to make sure that that what I'm teaching them is absolutely cutting edge, latest and greatest. That I'm telling them don't send emails on Tuesdays, and that Tuesday hasn't turned into Friday morning. I'm just making sure that I got all the, keep it. But you chose Content Marketing World. Why did you choose Content Marketing World?
I just was so impressed with this conference the first time I went. I think the stellar is amazing. It's all content related. So I love Inbound.
You do a lot of video, you do a lot of content creation.
I do a lot of content creation, and as much as I love Inbound, because Inbound is where I got to meet Seth Godin in person, and I got to meet some great people that I adore. This conference, I just think it's awesome. You meet the companies here are really great, and just the people and the speakers and everything that I've learned. It's just, this is Joe Polizzi. It's awesome what they've created. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Austin.
There we go.
Yes. Oh, so by the way, apparently it is 100% positive that both conferences will not conflict next year. That's what we just found out from Robert Rose.
Today was your day 2. Was it day 2?
Day 2. Yes.
Day 2. All right. Give me your bet. What was the best session? Did you go to sessions or did you just break into the speakers lounge again today and just interview them one-on-one? Like, hey, give me the Cliff's notes to your talk today because I'm just going to be here in the speakers lounge.
I fangirled out a little bit because
Again?
Yeah, it happened. I can't help it because I went to one of the sessions I went to was a panel with Mitch Joel, Ann Handley, and Dory Clark, all of whom I love.
And you and I know who those folks are because we are marketing nerds of the worst order. But who is your favorite and why should people know about them?
So people need to know about Ann Handley because she is
Agreed.
just the most incredible content marketer. In fact, she got, oh my gosh, I forget what they called it. They have a Hall of Fame here at Content Marketing World, but then there's they just created another award and she won it. Just like the Lifetime Achievement type of award.
She is a Hall of Fame marketer.
She's amazing.
Just like you and me, Kate, except our halls are much smaller.
Much narrower.
Just a narrow. It's a much more narrow. Mine's a very tall hall. I'm in the Tall of Fame.
The Tall of Fame.
I'm in the marketing Tall of Fame. Just one letter off.
Done.
But yeah, Ann Handley is awesome. Share with me your best nugget. What's your best nugget that you got from Content Marketing World today, Cleveland, Ohio?
Today,
Yes.
I think
overall.
yeah, I'm just gonna say overall because I think the session of what Ann talked about was all about how long form content wins over all the shorter content, which I thought was interesting, and they talked a lot about that. But I think just overall, everyone wants to know, like, tell me the secret, tell me what I need to do with the content. When really it's like you need to create the right type of content for your audience. Like, people don't, I feel like you have to put in the work. Like, all the people that are up on these stages, it took them 1 year, 2 years, 5 years to build up anything, right? Like, it took them all of the writing, all of the creating videos, all of the whatever form they chose is the one that they stuck with. And so I find that, like, people come here because, and the questions, and you can just tell by the questions that they ask, they just want someone to tell them the answer, when, like, the people that they're asking, like Tim Schmoyer, who he's been on YouTube since 2005. Like, he's got a lot of answers, but he also posted his first video when the platform first came out. So, you know, it's like, you have to do the work. You have to put in the work to figure out the kind of content that you're going to create that's going to be any type of meaningful. So it's not about 30 seconds or email or whatever. It's about, who is your audience? What are you trying to do? What value are you providing? And what is going to make somebody feel like, oh my gosh, that person is speaking directly to me. I love their content. And that's hard work to figure out.
Yeah. So I really try to not talk about the hard work. The reason is I'm trying to convince people to get started. And talking about the hard work and talking about doing this since 2005. 2005 has already passed. Can't do anything about it. Can't save it. Can't go back in time. I'm starting today, right? A lot of what Trajectory is all about is, what can we do today to move the needle, to make progress, to improve our own trajectory? What's that one thing that's going to get people to start? I think that talking about how long form is winning over short is one of those things that keep people from getting started. But if we're going to get started in an authentic way, short form is going to be just fine. We're talking about at Inbound, we're talking about the fact that Ed Hale just gave a great talk, a former journalist, on how he's so sick and tired of what's the best length for my video? What's the best length for my video content? Does not matter. Doesn't matter.
Right.
First, start with your constraints. Talk about what's your budget in doing this. Does your budget allow you to hire for other people? If it doesn't, let's pick one story that you want to tell. Pick one story that you want to get out there. And actually, whether you're hiring it out or you're producing yourself, just pick one story and figure out what within your constraints you can tell, and don't make it a commercial. And that's so hard. That's so hard for businesses who are just trying to gain traction, trying to gain awareness. They're trying to drive revenue so they can invest more in the marketing. But the reality is, you got to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere, and you've got to make some progress. If you can't go back to 2005, if long content is, if it's winning overall, but it keeps you from starting, then screw that. Screw that long form bullshit. Get into something that gets you going, that gets you started, and build yourself an editorial calendar. It costs you nothing to pick one story. It costs you nothing to build an editorial calendar that helps you create content. Pick out the timely pieces of content that go on your editorial calendar, and then fill in the gaps with some things that we call evergreen content, things that are not time or date oriented, things like that. What say you, Kate Bowman?
I laugh every time you contradict me, because we basically say and subscribe to the same things. You just see them differently. I look at it as not a bad thing. Like, he was on I don't look at it like, oh, I can't go back to 2005. I look at it as a positive of, look at how long it's taken him to get there. Like, I can start today, so that, like, a year from now, I've done something. And a year from now, then I've done something. So to me, it's like, it almost is like, it helps me get started, because it makes me realize, like, you have to get started. The process may take a little while. So you get started in order to figure this stuff out. So I look at it in like a really positive way. And even long form content, some people love long form. They love writing long articles, or they love creating long types of videos or long emails. So good, get started writing it. Like, it doesn't have to be short just to get it out. Like, I'm not about like get started, just put anything out there. Like, if you really want to create something that worth reading or worth consuming, yeah, put some time into it. But getting started doesn't mean you have to get started and putting it out. It means get started. Even if that means it's a draft for a week or 2 weeks or, you know, whatever. And then when you start sharing it, you know, we are in total agreement of the getting started. I just see it a little bit differently than you. I hear those stories and I get like empowered that it helps you get started, not the overwhelm. Although, I mean, it's definitely overwhelming. A conference like this and inbound, it's a lot of information.
If you're just now trying to figure out what the heck is going on right now, Kate Volman is in Cleveland at the Content Marketing World Conference. I'm in HubSpot. I'm at Inbound, which is run by HubSpot here in Boston. And we're discovering the key differences between the conferences, because here's I just found a key difference, Kate Volman. And it goes like this. HubSpot has a division, the Inbound has a division that focuses on sales. And at Content Marketing World, I doubt that we're tying the content back into revenue the way that HubSpot is. And so data driven. The HubSpot's methodology is to tie your content creation into your revenue, and to track and use smart tracking, smart technology to do that for you, so that you can leverage, so that you can spend your time working on these things. And that's why I continue to choose Inbound over Content Marketing World. But Kate Volman, if you're telling me that Content Marketing World next year, 2019, is going to be at a different time, I will do the taste test challenge. I'll do the Pepsi challenge. I will taste both Inbound and Content Marketing World next year, and I'll see for myself.
Yes, you should. And by the way, don't assume, right? Like, there were definitely sessions that are completely tying in how your content is related to sales. In fact, one of them was talking all about how your sales team really is a marketing team. They just don't know it, and how they can like work together. So like, they're maybe not as focused. Obviously, HubSpot has technology to help you do that, so that's a big piece of it. But yeah, there's definitely pieces of that too. But you'll see. I mean, I think you'll geek out on it, Kyle, in ways that, if you're not comparing conferences, you're gonna love this conference. Like, you're just gonna love it. Like, I love Joe Polizzi, who I think he's like just this very interesting, genuine, intelligent person. And it was him that started. So I don't know. I just like have a love for this, for this conference, for the people, the speakers, and everything. And anyway, I love Inbound too. But all right, so for you, for today, what's like the biggest takeaway from any of the speakers and things that you learned today?
Today is all about the depth of the sales funnel, and the introduction of, or the dominance of, how about that? The dominance of the growth flywheel. And the growth flywheel has three components to it. Where the funnel has prospects, and then sales, and then a customer, right? That's the gist of the marketing and sales funnel. But the growth flywheel is a constantly moving thing. And so you've got product development. You've got to have a great product, and your product development goes into service. And because you've got to have the customer experience. The customer experience has got to be right. And then you have kind of the conversation that happens afterwards, the word of mouth, the reviews, and those things that feed back into and close the loop back into product development. because you take what people love about you or what they hate, and it goes back into product development. So what we're seeing now is that anytime we can, well, before I get into that, what we're seeing right now is that been, for a lot of software companies in particular, that there's a maxing out of product development. You have a lot of software platforms that have been overdeveloped from a product standpoint. And those companies, the smart ones that are still growing, have pivoted from product development and have moved now into focusing almost exclusively on the customer experience. And lots of examples given about that. Warby Parker, Purple, the mattress company, and many others that you would have seen, not just in mass media, but probably in your browser, probably in your email box. And they're figuring out how to tell a story over a long period of time in small nuggets to engage their people. And they're removing all points of friction. All points of friction. Think about a mattress company, the logistics involved in a mattress company having to ship and guarantee return shipping and pay for return shipping. And they're killing it right now because they're guaranteeing free return shipping. They'll come pick up your mattress for you if you're not happy with it within 120 days. It's that sort of guarantee, which in marketing terms we call it, in sales terms we call it risk reversal. That risk reversal is improving the overall sales numbers, even just by tiny little percentages. When you're split testing, it's amazing what's happening by removing that one little friction point. It's a mattress. What if I don't like it? I'm stuck with it. No, you're not. They'll come in.
Yeah.
So the same thing happens when people are subscribing. They're talking about software as a service or subscriptions or memberships on your contact page. If you are making it easy to unsubscribe, to cancel your membership with just one click from your contact page, people are 5% more likely to buy from you. Think about that. People are starting these relationships with the end in mind. They want to know that it's going to be easy to end the relationship. Think about that. They want to know that it's going to be easy to end the relationship. What is the end of our relationship going to be like? Is it going to be an awkward breakup? Is it going to be total silence? What's that going to, that is to me some of the most quantifiable data and shifts in mindset that businesses everywhere, big or small, can actually, we can really take action on. And I'll tell you from my point of view, Kate Volman, what I'm going to be doing with that, I'm going to change my own personal contact page. I'm going to change my own personal contact page, and I'm going to position it differently, because we know that when you make changes to your contact page, and you give people the option to book time with you or pick up the phone and call you or send you something nice, people are most likely to book time with you. Your ideal customers are most likely to use that function to book time with you, and they're more likely to turn into an actual relationship. So I'm going to be changing my own contact page because of that, and I'm going to be talking a little bit more on that contact page about ways that I interact with people. So I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, you are. I like it. Well, I'm excited because I feel like this conference is getting us back into our podcasting routine and mix. I miss our conversations, and so I'm looking forward to getting these out, and then also getting some new content in the mix, especially with the stuff that you're learning at Inbound, what I'm learning at Content Marketing World, the new stuff that I'm doing in just like my world in general. And so yeah, this is like a good segue back into trajectory, I think.
Hey, it's a new, the kids are all back in school. People are back in their routines. Up in Oregon, there's a crispness in the air. It's starting to smell a little bit like fall. Football season, NFL football kicks off tonight. Eagles and Falcons. I know nobody cares about that, but everybody cares about that. Yeah, there's something happening, and it's time to get back into the routine of things. The problem, though, is that for the last for the couple of months that we've taken off from Trajectory, Kate, I have not been very interesting. It took a conference like Inbound to actually give me something to talk about, because I really am not that interesting if I'm not in a major metropolitan area surrounded by 20,000 people and about 18 taxi cabs all lined up all at once.
Oh my gosh. Well, that is not true, but I am excited. And yes, it like definitely gets your energy going when you're at any type of conference, when you're around people that are doing good work, that are interested in learning, great speakers, awesome content. So I'm psyched.
Well, my challenge to everybody, to Trajectory listeners everywhere, is what do you do to invest in your own professional development? What conference are you going to go to this year or next year? What commitment can you make? Because besides product development, besides user experience, you've also got to be investing in your own personal professional development and your team as well. So my challenge to you is identify that conference that you've not done before, that you're going to do. I just identified it. I'm going to go to Content Marketing World next year, Kate Volman, and you and I can do this from opposite ends of the Content Marketing World convention area.
Yes.
So
love it.
And so that's what I'm going to do. If you want to share with us what you're going to do, it's hashtag Get Trajected. And until next time, Kate Volman.
Get trajected.
Get Trajected.
Hey, thanks for listening. If we could, we'd reach over and give you a big hug. But since we can't, before you go, can we ask you a favor? In order for us to create shows you can't wait to listen to, we need your feedback. So please head over to iTunes and leave us a review. It'll only take a minute, but it will mean the world to us, especially if you decide to give us 5 stars. And if you really loved it, take a screenshot, share it on your favorite social media sites, and invite your friends to join the party. Until next time, get trajected.
This might be good outtakes. Are you there?
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, bonus. All right. Where are you? Are you in an elevator?
No, I'm like hiding. It's so loud over there. I had to like. I'm very overstimulated at the moment.
Maybe you should find a place that's not hiding. Like, who would win a fight between Shonda Rhimes and Tina Fey?
Tina Fey.
No way.
I don't know, man. What kind of fight?
Me?
What kind of fight? Oh, now I'm in the thing.
The only fight that Tina Fey could win between Shonda Rhimes is like a food fight.
A food fight?
Yeah, that's the only fight she could win.
No.
Without a doubt.
No.
No.
Oh my gosh, I have to like sneak through. No, I disagree.
She's the screenwriter and executive producer for How to Get Away with Murder.
Tina Rhimes is definitely badass. But so is Tina Fey.
Tina Fey, come on now.
No.
Tina Fey, 30 Rock.
What?
Nobody died. Nobody died in 30 Rock. Okay.
Hold on. You have
Except
to.
for
There's
Alec Baldwin's career.